What's up, y'all? I'm 𝘾𝙤𝙡𝙚𝙢𝙖𝙣. I'm an indie author, and today we are going to get some formatting software.
It's raining, I'm shining, still storming. Ain't loved it, feels so foreign, but ain't it?
Okay, y'all. So I'm 𝘾𝙤𝙡𝙚, indie author. I've been writing for quite some time, actually my whole life, from 70-page notebooks back in elementary, middle, and high school to Word documents and everything else in between. So this go round, I am finally jumping off that cliff, pushing myself off the edge, pulling the trigger, whatever terms you may have for it. I'm going to go through with professionally publishing a book. So I have a list of things that I'd like to do that I think are necessary steps to get to the end result of being self-published. The first on my list, not saying it has to be the first on your list, but the first on my list is getting this formatting software. So the quiet part is, or the zero step is, the book has already been written. It's already been edited. It's to the degree in which I want it. And so now the next step is to get that software. And in my mind, follow my train of thought, I figured I'd get the software, format the book. Once I decide on which platform I'll be publishing to, I can just format it to that size, whatever their template is, whatever they deem necessary. So that's what we're going to do. So the software that I'm going with is Vellum. Now, Vellum is something that I've been hearing about for a few years. I've looked into it on my own. I've seen several authors who also use Vellum, and it's just the one that I prefer to go with. So with Vellum, it is a Mac iOS software. It is not available on Windows, but there are some alternatives. So going down with the rundown, the nitty gritty of Vellum. Vellum, you can use this to create ebooks and print books. Ebooks for every platform, from Kindle, Kobo, Apple Books, and more. Each specialized file can guide readers to buy your next book in their favorite store. And that's something I've heard about a lot as well, is having that back matter and having that easily accessible link that can pull your reader from the current book they're reading to the next book in the series, or the next book you have, or back issues, or whatever. They're also, now they have a few features, validate files in EPUB 3, EPUB 2, image optimization, compression arcs for beta readers in EPUB and Mobi, and then ACE approved accessible output. Now, all of that doesn't apply to me, but phenomenal features nonetheless. Moving on, painless print, they say. So you can choose your trim size, and then Vellum does the rest. With automatic setups of margins, page numbers, headers, and footers, Vellum even handles complex tasks like window handling and spread balancing, giving you a professional result every time you generate. And that was important for me because I am not a formatter. I've gone through the process before and worked with Microsoft Word, and it seemed to be a little... what's the word? Don't want to say tedious. That's not it. It was a bit of a challenge. And it's not for everyone. So that's why software like Vellum exists. Now, paperback or hardcover, you got 14 trim sizes, large print, full bleed pages, backgrounds, professional grade, PDF, XA1A, I like the look of it. It seems easy enough to use. And another feature of this software that I enjoy is that, or that I like and can appreciate, is you don't have to purchase when you download. You can download, try it out, and then just purchase when you decide to pull the trigger. But we purchased them today. And so also they said we have effortless style. You can use drop caps, embedded fonts and flourishes, and with a click and select your favorite style, add your own touch with custom ornaments and backgrounds. So that's another thing that I did like about what I've consumed, understood, noticed, read in Vellum, is when I've done this in the past with other programs and different things, some of those little touches, like maybe a little icon above every chapter, things like that, I didn't have the most control over. Now, Vellum has the preset ones, and I've even come across different authors who may have created their own images to insert into the books so that they have their custom images, and that's something that I appreciated as well. Though I may not be phenomenal with formatting, I do have a bit of a flair for some design, some style. I know it looks appealing to me, and so if I can have control over even just that bit of amount, even just that bit, without actually having to kind of break my brain trying to figure it out, then chef's kiss. They also say that they are designed for books, of course. So they have different options where you can build your book, you can style your book, preview, generate, update. Within building it, you just import your manuscript and Vellum builds everything in your book, including a title page, table of contents. If you need to add a copyright page or back matter, you can do that right in Vellum, which is also good. Style, you can browse through Vellum style book to find the best style that matches your book. Now, as you do so, Vellum will apply your selection to every chapter, even if you add new chapters, which again is like, if I have a 15 chapter book and I'm all said and done and I add 3 more chapters, I don't have to go in and then physically format every single thing to match how I have in the first few chapters. So that's ideal for me. With the preview, you can use Vellum's preview to see how your ebook will appear in a range of different devices, which that's pretty standard, I think, when you look at like websites and newsletters and things that you build online. Even with like a YouTube video, you'll see it having the option to view as you would with the phone, because a lot of people watch YouTube from their phone. So this one, though it is a great option, I think it's something that's pretty standard with most online spaces. Generate, when you're happy with your book, you'll generate ebooks and your print edition all at once. Every edition stays in sync, even when you need to make changes. So that's good. My understanding is if I do need to make a change, maybe take out a word, add a word, do a correction, it can be changed across both types of books. And also update. You need to fix a typo, like I said, add new back matter, return to Vellum whenever you need to update your book, and you'll have a new set of files in seconds. So that's ideal. Now, the only thing that makes me a little nervous, and it's not necessarily with Vellum, it would happen with any software, because it's not even really about the software, but it's figuring out which platform I'm going to use to distribute and publish the books, and then figuring out what are the charges, if any, for changes and revisions. There have been some videos I've seen where authors have talked about certain platforms where every single upload, every change to anything, even if it's just you're changing a person's name or a period or taking out a sentence or whatever, it's a charge. And so that's not a concern for right now. It's not an immediate concern, but it is something that I have in the back of my mind. Like, what does this mean for me going forward? Let's see, what will you create? So you have supernatural, superhero, spy thriller, shapeshifter, YA, NA, dystopian, urban, steampunk, steamy, all that. Thousands of books have been created with Vellum, and they do have these beautiful cover. Now, of course, the covers weren't made with Vellum, but they have a few books, and even without the book examples listed, I've consumed enough media with other authors going through this process that shows me like, okay, this is something that I'm interested in. So the pricing as of today, and this has been the price that I've seen since I first learned of Vellum a few years ago. Vellum Press, which includes the creation of unlimited ebooks and paperbacks, is $249.99, so $250 US. And Vellum ebook, where you can create unlimited ebooks, is $199.99, so $200. Vellum is only available for Mac, and of course, I'm going for the Vellum Press. Because I'm not going to just limit myself to ebooks. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I would like a paperback and hardcover versions of my books as well. Now, to be fully transparent, there are other softwares, of course there are, out there that can help you with formatting. One of which is Atticus, which is available on Macs and PCs. And Atticus has a really informative site. And I have seen authors discuss using Atticus as well. And Atticus has, when they have a side-by-side comparison of Atticus versus Vellum on the Atticus site, it looks like they are similar in a few things and dissimilar in others. So for the most part, they're very similar, except of course Atticus is available on Windows, Mac, Linux, and Chromebook. And then with Atticus, where Vellum has EPUB, MOBI, and PDF, Atticus offers EPUB, PDF, and DocX files. They're the same DocX importing options available on both. Now, with the number of chapter themes, that's where it varies initially, With Vellum, it looks like they're only about 8. With Atticus, it says 17, but I think this is incorrect because if I'm not mistaken, I think there's 14 with Vellum. But another part that they vary, and this is again from the Atticus site, it's not from Vellum. Atticus says that Vellum does not have version control, where Atticus doesn't either, but it's coming soon. So it's like, okay, like you could have just put an X and said you both don't have that, but whatever, I get it. And also cloud storage and backups. They say it's not available for Vellum, but is available for Atticus. And the difference in price is for ebooks and print. For Vellum, it's $250. For Atticus, it's $147. And so there's that. So, you know, don't fret. There are other options, but we're going to go through with Vellum for this video. So let's go ahead and pull that trigger and then play around in Vellum and then see what my thoughts are. So a big part of this year for me was setting smaller deadlines from what I've set before. Before they were very, very much more grand, bigger in size, and I did not truly account for the smaller day-to-day things that it would take to get me to that larger goal. So for this year, 2024, that is my goal, is to work on smaller goals that get me to my larger one. And the self-publishing a book is the big goal, one of them anyways. And getting this software and then checking off the other boxes of things that I want to do in order to get my book out there have also have little deadlines that I need to reach as well. So with this one, it really feels like I am crossing over a threshold. I don't know if that's the word, but crossing over into a space where I haven't been. Now, quiet as it's kept, I've been here before, but that's a story for another day. But I am, instead of being bogged down by so many choices and so many options and so many different ways that I'm pulling myself because there's this fear of doing something wrong or being wrong or something not working out right, which in fact, if you make all the right decisions, it still could end up wrong. I'm now quieting that voice that's kind of held me back for so long. And I invite you to do the same if you're dealing with any stagnation or constant preparation to the point where you're not executing the thing that you're planning. So if that is you, then this is your sign to like just pull the trigger. Everything's not going to be great the first time, and it may be phenomenal the first time, but go ahead and do it. So though this may be a bit dramatic for purchasing software, this is one of those milestones that needed to be crossed to make sure that I wasn't planning myself into, I wake up and it's now December 2024 and nothing but plans have been made. So that's where we are now. All right, y'all, we are in the money. So it is time to get started. So I'm going through, so I've downloaded Vellum. I haven't paid for it yet. I don't know why I thought you could just pay for it right away, but I guess they're like, we don't want no buyer's remorse. So I'm on this screen where I'm able to kind of check and see. It's pretty much give you a run through, a walk down of Vellum and using it, from downloading it to downloading sample material, import the manuscript, startup, browse your book, save Vellum file, choose a style, add front and back matter. And there's tons of resources here to kind of figure out what's what. And I think I'm going to play around with this for a while. I'm going to pay for it once I can figure out how, but I know they give you the option to kind of play around with it first and to decide, you know, if this is something that you're interested in, and then go through and pull the trigger. But this is what I'm going to do. This is what it's going to be. So I'm going to play around with this for a while, and then we'll go ahead and give up that information and see if we can start formatting the debut book. Okay, so I have played around with the book and the software, and I'm enjoying it. And to be quite honest, So I'm going to go ahead and pull that trigger and do the do. If you have used Vellum, let me know in the comments. How do you feel? What are your thoughts? If you haven't and you're interested, if this video has helped, of course, put that in the comments. But if there's something else you want to know, like how does something operate, how does something work, this is brand new to me. Like if you're a brand new author, or maybe if you just never used Vellum, we're on the same page, we're in the same boat. I just happen to have press purchase sooner than maybe you did. So if there's any questions or anything you want to know from a perspective of someone who's newly using this platform, let me know that. And yeah. So I have that Vellum license. It's mine now, so it feels pretty good. It feels pretty good to have done this and to have knocked this off of my list of things I need to do. One of my smaller goals has been achieved, so there's more things I need to do for me going forward. I'm not going to worry about that right now. What I think I'm going to do is actually spend the next little bit playing around with formatting this book. Of course, I don't know, it just feels really good. So again, let me know if you used Vellum before and you like it, you hate it, you love it, you're disgusted by it. Let me know. If you have never used Vellum and now it's on your radar, of course, let me know. And if you have any questions or anything that you want to know from someone who is a new first-time user of the software, let me know as well. I'm going to play around with this. Thank you guys for watching me on this documenting my indie author journey. And shoot, just stay tuned for the next video. Again, I'm 𝘾𝙤𝙡𝙚𝙢𝙖𝙣, an indie author, and this has been purchasing formatting software. All right, y'all, have a good one.
I should have something to lose, huh? Searching the fields, looking for moves, huh? I shed tears and pay hella dues, huh? Saw the options, one much to choose from. I'm on the hill, they say I could fall off. I'm going still, like who should I call on?